And the runners are both off. Timer's synced up good. Both players nailing their Klungo cutscene skip, the trick that they used to skip the Klungo cutscene. And now they're on their way to Klungo 1. Whew. So going into Klungo 1, we're going to see exactly who's probably going to take the early lead in the race. On one side, we got red potion, and on the other side, Connor75 with the green potion. So, if Connor makes it out with a pretty good green potion, doesn't have to chase Klungo around, we're probably gonna see a little bit of an early lead. Bex has a nice safe red potion, so she can just kind of poop her egg and know that she doesn't have to worry about Klungo running away. Connor with a very nice, clean green potion. He's definitely going to be out of there. So let's go ahead and bring up these, excuse me about the little window blip. Let's bring up these contestants' last couple races. So, both players sitting at near the same record. Connor75 with a 1-2 and Bex with a 0-3. Matched up together in this round just because that's the way it goes. Connor having his one and only victory against 10 in the first round. Major upset for the tournament. Meanwhile, Bex has had a lot of very, very close races, but hasn't quite pulled out any. We'll see if she can switch that up here today. Both players making it out of their red house jumps. Vortex Blazer says, I don't understand why the potions were different if they're both at the beginning of the game. It's because each player has 1 out of 3 potions that it could be. And which one it is completely random. So out of the 3 potions, the players can either get a red potion, which is the slowest, a green potion, which is the fastest, or a blue potion, which is kind of right in the middle. They'll be fighting another Klungo later on in the run as well, and that Klungo will also give them a random potion that can be out of the 2 that they have left. So Bex could have a chance to get a blue potion or a green potion at Klungo 2. Meanwhile, Connor75 can get either a blue potion or a red potion. And of course, green potion is obviously the best to have first because it's really fast. Blue potion is almost as fast, but you kind of have to take a YOLO shot, which you would only ever go for in runs, really. It's very unsafe to do in a race, but some people have done it. And some people have made it, and some people have gotten punished. So Connor's on his way to plateau early. It's going to be jumping up. Jumping up to go enter the 2nd level first. Beck's on her way to plateau as well, and he makes it up. There are 3 Klungo battles in total, except you don't want to do the the 3rd one. You just don't go there. Connor making it in with a little bit slow of a GGM early. Beck's getting up there, lining herself up perfectly, and makes it in 2nd try. Well, first try, technically. Missing the 0th try. So Bex definitely catching up to Connor a little bit, going into GGM. But we'll see how the players do on their run/waterfall sections. Connor's slipping down a little bit, not making it off the boulder. Bex making her jump over to the note, gonna save a little bit of time on her run over Connor. Connor getting an 8 on the timer, Bex looking like she's probably gonna get a 9. Yep, just barely a 9, but still a 9 nonetheless. Connor doing the safety strat of falling off the front, or the back, instead of the front. So that way, if the game does eat your input, you don't fall off. You just fall into the little pool. No Vortex Blazer. This is any percent. The players are just going to be looking to complete the game as fast as possible, getting to Hag 1 and finishing. Also, it was really funny watching Bex do the bottom of the waterfall with the backflip recovery. Both players taking 2 damage off the Yeehaw and not taking the 1 damage in Klunga 1. And now they're both about to start their detonator sections. Pretty straightforward. There's only a couple things to think about for this. There's the punch off the dude going into fuel storage. We have, of course, detonator levitation. But other than that, that's about it. But even then, failing detonator levitation can cost you a lot of time. We've seen a couple runners fail detonator levitation to the point where they had to death warp and go back. Yes, Vortex Blazer, these 2 runners are going to be doing something called delayed cutscene warp to warp directly into the boss fight. Any percent collects 14 jiggies and 315 notes. So both players currently setting up the first step in their DCW. Freeing the Saucer of Peril from Glitter Gulch Mine. And Connor's got the Death Warp out of there. He's going to be the first one to take on the Waterfall Detonator Levitation. Taking a little safety hop to make it on up without falling in the water. Making it up first try pretty quick. Bex making it first try. Connor's still in the lead though, but only by a little bit. But there's still lots of Glitter Gulch to go. Generator Cavern, Power Hut Basement. We've seen a lot of players in this tournament, more players than I would have expected, fall off the lamps or the platforms in Power Hut Basement and have to run all the way back. players make it out of Jam Jar's build drill silo without getting bonked. Connor grabbing the warp pad just as a safety precaution, just in case he does fall off the lamp and have to go back. It's much faster to just warp back instead of having to run all the way back to the skull. Connor with a nice ladder grab from his his flat flip jump. Exiting generator cavern just as Bex is entering. She also has a nice ladder grab. No re-grabs in this race. Even then, the re-grabs aren't a whole load of time lost. You just have to press the Z button one more time. But if you miss it, then you fall and you have to do it again. Connor falling off the platform in Power Hut Basement. I'm not sure exactly where he was trying to jump, but it definitely didn't look like you could see anything at all. So Bex taking a big lead now on Connor. Like, I'm not sure where Connor was trying to jump at all. Like, it was just too dark to see anything. So, Bex leaving GGM now. Meanwhile, Connor having to run all the way back. Also, 10, I don't know if you know this or not, but you're still in the any percent Discord in one of the voice channels. I moved you into Tooie prison. Alright, Bex making her shot to the fire switch somehow. She shot really far to the left, but the fire was like, nah, I gotcha. And it hit the switch. So Bex now in Pine Grove, about to learn grenade eggs. Meanwhile, Connor just learning his fire eggs. Ooh. Connor having a really wonky looking camera angle when he set it up, but he definitely knew the way he was aiming and made it work. Connor's gonna have to claw at all the little shortcuts in order to catch up to Bex here. But Mayhem Temple is where all the hard stuff in the run really starts to kick off, so we'll see if both players can still perform just at the same amount of performitude. And now we get to see Bex start on her first puzzle. I'm not a huge fan of that puzzle split up. All the every single piece on the left-hand side went to the right-hand side except for one of them, which went to the bottom or went to the left. Yeah, that was definitely terrible RNG on that puzzle, but finishes with an 89 or an 88. Pretty sure it was an 89 though. Connor starting his puzzle now as well. Connor having a much better puzzle split than Bex. Gonna be finishing that puzzle with a 92, so saved just a little bit of time, but I mean, like I said, he's got to claw at all the tiny little shortcuts he can, and eventually he'll get back there. Bex on her way out. She's going to be the first to take on Jade Snake Grove early. Can she do it? Bex with her signature third person. Gets it every time. Knows exactly what it's supposed to look like and gets it just the way. I mean, she was also practicing before the race started, a bunch of MT stuff. But now it's Connor's turn. Is Connor gonna live up to the legend of @Connor75? Connor makes it in just as easy, opting to do the first person method instead of third person. Both runners getting white Jinjo and Jade Snake Grove. Impressive. Both of them will be able to do the most optimal route. Captain Fat Jack is now following Bex. So give a nice warm welcome to Captain Fat Jack. Alright, now it's time for the beak bombs. See how Connor can handle the snake as well. Ooh! Bex came very close to landing on her first beak bomb, but managed to make it out. She'll be fine landing at the bottom. Connor, ooh! Connor with a really nice jump onto his Jiggy. It almost looked like he wasn't gonna make it though. Like, I'm pretty sure that was like last pixel before landing, picking up the Jiggy. Either way, that's how you want to do it, so you don't have to move during the cutscene. Or move before shooting the grenade, my bad. Connor landing on the stadium roof, though. And missing the Jiggy. He's probably going to want to land here to pick it up. Yep. Meanwhile, we have Bex on her second flight section, on her way to the flies. Using a lot of feathers, but, I mean, having that many feathers, why not use as many as you can in order to have a comfy route? Or a comfy flight, I mean. Ooh, Bex with flies all clumped right next to each other. Just needs to shoot a bundle of eggs and it would have worked just fine. Connor collecting his notes now, on his way down to do the same. Bex jumping straight down, but not quite far enough down the bridge in order to not skip the fall damage. That turned from not take fall damage into not skip fall damage. Ooh, I don't like Connor's position here. If his flies are on the other side of the barn, ooh, very lucky. He's trying not to hit Bolvia. Oh, one of the flies took off. He needs to readjust himself. Meanwhile, Bex with second try prison code pretty much makes up for the slight mistake that Connor made during the flies, having to readjust. Connor's gonna have to pray pretty much here for first try prison code in order to save any time. But of course, isn't that what everyone wants? First try prison code. Praise the sun. Ooh, Connor with the third try prison code. Definitely not looking good here. But Pillars is now. Anything could go wrong at Pillars. We've seen lots of runners mess up pillar jumps from all skill levels. First pillar looked good. Good second pillar. And last jump. Perfect. First try every time. Connor making his way back to MT. Nah, Alpha. The days of Moon first are over. Alright, see how Connor handles his pillars now. First pillar jump. Well, getting onto the first pillar. First pillar jump looked good. Second one looked good too. Third one. Third one looks good too. Nice. Both players having really nice looking pillars. Bex now leaving MT. Connor's still having to cross the swamp to grab his Jiggy. Checking to make sure my timers are still in sync, and they are. I think this is a record for how long they've been in sync. Alright, Connor on his way back across the quicksand. Connor not quite far enough away from the shore. The Dragunda only really pulls you down once you're out a certain amount. But you definitely don't want to walk through the quicksand, because like when you're sludging through it like that, when you're sludging through it, you can't really walk that fast. So I didn't see what kind of puzzle Bex had, but she's out of her GGM puzzle now. Connor had a leave MT split of 23:18 and Bex 22:25, so she's about 53 seconds ahead. Or something like that, because math is a thing. Alright. See how Bex can handle her puzzle for Witchy World. Ooh, having some problems picking up that second piece. Not sure how I feel about the order she's going for the pieces in. Definitely wanted to pick up that bottom corner piece a long time ago, but instead does it last and gets a 78. Alright, Connor just starting his Witchy World puzzle now. Let's see if he can do a better job. Going for the corners first. Putting a couple pieces in their wrong spots. Connor's going to be finishing this puzzle with a 79 probably. No, a 78. Both players having very questionable Witchy World puzzles, but that's just the way the Witchy World puzzle goes sometimes. Alright, and now Bex is on her last puzzle of the run. Finishes with a 77. Connor almost finished watching his cutscene, and then we can meticulously judge his puzzle as well. Ooh, Connor with a really good looking puzzle split up. Yeah, I would love to see this in a run. I'm going to wait a little bit long for that one. Finishes with a 79. So Connor's going to be out of his puzzles. Finished a couple of his puzzles a little bit faster than Bex. Again, I didn't see what her GGM puzzle was, but we saw a 79. Well, we saw 78, 79, I think, on the Witchy World puzzle. So maybe not all the time, but either way, both players are out of puzzles now. Connor with a very weird looking N64 logo spinning around on his screen. Definitely have not seen that before. Still no bonks from Jam Jars yet for either player. As Connor enters Witchy World, Bex is almost finished. Just needs to hit her button, grab a few notes. A little bit of a laggy camera angle looking at the light. And that's a good button press. Well, a good egg shot for a good button press. Alright, out of Witchy World. Turning focus to Connor75, who's approaching Jam Jars. Still bonkless in his run as well. Sure would be a shame if he got a bonk here. And he didn't. So only 2 silos left for both runners. Talon Torpedo and Clockworks. Connor now joins Bex out of Witchy World, but she's already in Plateau. Just grip grabbing up the signpost. Looked like she probably wanted to do another beak bust up there, but sometimes when you're close enough to it, you just grab it anyway, and it's like if you're already grabbing the signpost, there's no reason to not just climb up. It just saves the headache of having to make it. Now, I didn't see what the feather counts were in MT, but I'm going to assume that both players have good feather counts. Bex had lots and lots and lots of feathers. Because grabbing the extra feather nests on top of the coal pile. And Connor didn't really mess up anything on his end, so I would assume he has enough feathers as well. Bex grabbing the notes with a blind camera angle. Sometimes it does that, but I mean, when it does, you only really have to just kind of like run straight forward. There isn't a whole lot of different directions you can go. The Grunny Dactyl pushing Connor onto feathers, so he now has gold feathers, which he could probably use in this Hag 1 fight to not die when things go awry. Connor jumping directly over the sign trigger. I honestly don't know why more people don't do that. Connor with the Batman camera lock strat. Can you gold feather in first person? You cannot. But however, there are many ways to be in third person in that fight. Like every phase. Maybe not the end, but when the lasers start getting antsy. Anyway, Bex on her way to the first note. An okay swim past the octopus. She's going to be entering her electric eel lair. Ooh, she might get tagged. Ooh, the eel wrapped just around her leg, but no damage. Ooh, Connor getting hit by the eel, and he only has 2 health. Not looking good for Connor. Connor's going to have to fuel up in Seaweed Sanctum to get air, but I don't even know if he can make it. Getting hit by the eels twice is pretty dangerous. Oh yeah, he's got lots of time to make it. Yeah, DJ Jomon. Bex is very far in the lead right now. Alright, Connor making it up just in time for air. Had a lot of extra time, to be honest, so he wasn't in any danger of dying there, as I thought. Alright, Bex on her way to Klungo 2. And if some of you guys don't have her stream open, she is currently on PB pace right now. Currently minus 8 seconds on her PB going into Klungo 2. Ooh, Connor. I completely missed that. Connor having to fuel up for air in Seaweed Sanctum and then dying to the eels. Oh dear. The eels have chosen Connor as their savior. Their sacrificial lamb, sorry. To Woo Fack Fack. Great Lord Woo Fack Fack. Bex finishing off her run with a green potion. She can take this probably as safe as she needs to. I mean, Bex doesn't have the race open, I know that. She said she'd rather not, so we're going to go ahead and see what she does here. Probably going to get hit by another beaker. Ooh, but makes it with a really hot first shot. That was incredibly lucky that Klungo didn't run away. Easy every time. Alright, let's see if Connor can make it up this time without becoming electrified. Oh, Connor, you need to go for the surface. Connor's dead again! Connor died again to the eels! Connor tried to go for the optimal, like, surfacing by the stairs, but sometimes when the eels are in bad spots, you just need to surface. Everyone type Con hello in chat. Oh my goodness. Even if you don't have the emote, let him know. Yeah, Connor's just trying to stop. If he does it one more time, he's probably doing it on purpose just to get it up. But who knows what he's going to be doing this time. But at this point in the run, I think the only thing that can save Connor is if Bex dies to Hag 1. There isn't any one thing in the fight that can make you lose 5 minutes. Other than that. Alright, Connor's kind of going for the surface. Yeah, went for more the middle of the room, but he's definitely tired of dying this time. Alright, Connor finally makes it up to Jam Jars. And just a cherry on top of the cake. On top of the shit pie that Connor's eating right now, Jam Jars bonks. Just What more can you say to that? What more can you say? One bonk just for good measure. Alright, Connor backflipping. Just to make sure he didn't get hit by the Ugger there. And now he's on his way to Klungo 2. Yeah. Connor backflipping, choking round 4. But I can't speak too early. The race isn't over yet. Bex still has the hardest part of the run to go. Let's see what kind of potion Connor will get here. He can only be getting blue potion or red potion. So ideally he would like to see blue, but I mean at this point in the race it doesn't really matter what potion he gets. Connor's fate is now in the hands of Bex. Alright, so Bex has done a number of different strats for Hag 1 since the start of the tournament. She started off the tournament kind of doing her R aiming, and then after that kind of started switching to grenade quick shots. I don't know if she's going to be looking to do that because she's currently minus 16 seconds on her PB. She might just be trying to go for whatever feels safest, but we're about to find out. Yeah, we're going for R aiming here. There isn't another race today, Trojan. This was the only one that was happening today. There'll be another race tomorrow afternoon, if Cole can host. Unless Batman and I Cup rescheduled. I can't remember. Alright, Bex finished 2 rounds, going nice and slow and steady. Definitely thinking that... I don't know if she knows just how far ahead she is in the race, but she's definitely going for the strat that she feels most confident with. I mean, our aiming with the cursor is how the game intended you to do the Hag 1 fight, because you can move left and right to dodge her little bolts. It's definitely the easiest way to fight Hag 1 in my opinion. But it's also definitely the slowest. But I mean, even then, like, if you're getting 2 cycles with non-grenade shots anyway, then it's not really that slow. So I take that back. But sometimes she can wait longer. Like, it's not always the same length of time after firing shots the next phase starts. Either way, whatever players are comfortable doing is the way that they do it. So Bex now moving on to the first of the battery phases. Not going to be waiting on the ledge. Oh, now she's waiting on the ledge. Aiming the camera down ever so slightly. Not getting into Talent Trot either. Something that a lot of players don't seem to know that you can do if you're trying to take the fight nice and safe. Ooh, that was very close. Alright, the first battery goes, or the first clockwork about to go in. Let's hope that this time Bex doesn't accidentally push the B button and blow up her clockwork early like she did in her last race versus Secret Humorman. Otherwise, we would have been seeing a much different race this time around. No, Bex lost to Secret Humorman. Bex was ahead of Secret Humorman in their race up until she accidentally blew up her clockwork inside the Hag one when doing the battery, and then she missed a cycle, and in that time SHM caught up and ended up winning. Bex has lost all of her races by like between 7 and 12 seconds, I think. Bex waiting for the lasers to go away before shooting her clockwork instead of getting into first person. Let's see if she can make it. The battery has successfully been blown up. All she has to do now is not get hit by the Uggers. Meanwhile, Connor75 in his Hag 1 fight now, and he's just starting his first... Well, I mean, Mumbo consistently got 46s as well. Until that last run. Alright, Bex only with 3 health left. I don't know if she's going to be looking to collect that extra health. Maybe not until it really matters. Full blue eggs. Killing the Ugger just so it doesn't get in the way. Connor currently down to 80 health. Starting his mortar phase. 6 phases behind Bex currently. And it looks like the Uggers are nowhere to be seen. Bex not even needing the health. You down an A, and bam! Bex finishes with a 45-43, getting a 21-second PB. Her first 45. Meanwhile, turning our attention back to Connor in the Hag 1 fight. Currently starting his second mortar phase. That's the power of taking a shot before the race. I mean, it helps you get concentrated. A, more than one. I don't know what happened. Alright, Connor just starting up his battery phases now. A. Beck seems to be going somewhere in her file now. Alright, Connor moving on to the inside of the battery. Still got a little ways to go before the fight's over, but at least he's finishing up. Free our boy Roy. She's going to free Royston. Maybe Connor should have gone to free Royston too. He would have been able to swim to Talon Torpedo just a little bit faster. Had a little bit more air, you know what I'm saying? Connor accidentally blowing up his clockwork on the laser. Like I said, not going into C up, firing your egg is recipe for disaster. Connor not doing so hot on the end. He's definitely going for some health. And Connor now with almost max health, or maybe he is at max health. I'm pretty sure he only has 4 out of 5. Going for the end of his fight. Looking to break Gogo's time. The 50:03. Connor with 1 health left to go. Here we go. Boom. Connor finishes with a 50-28, capping out his race in round 4 of the Banjo-Tooie 80% tournament.